Mid-2010, Pope Benedict XVI named Archbishop Velascio de Paulis as his personal delegate to accompany the Legionaries of Christ during their renewal. The Pope also called for an apostolic visitation of the consecrated members of the Regnum Christi movement. Velascio de Paulis was made cardinal in November of that year, and he called the consecrated members to reflect on their identity as consecrated lay members of the Church within what the cardinal called the charismatic family of Regnum Christi. In May 2012, Cardinal de Paulis created autonomous governments for both the male and female consecrated members, and he established committees to draw up a draft document of their statutes, and he suggested that they should set themselves up canonically as associations of the faithful. In August 2013, a General Assembly was convoked for each group. This would be a milestone in the renewal process that the consecrated members had been dedicating themselves to for the past 3 years. To talk to us about these upcoming assemblies, we've invited along a general councillor from each group.
Both the consecrated women and the consecrated men will be meeting in a couple of months to have a general assembly.
So what we will try to discuss during our general assembly, on the one hand, is the approval of the status of the consecrated life, and on the other hand, to elect the new government for the consecrated men and the consecrated women.
And we hope to touch on some themes, like important themes for the next period, such as formation and other priorities. But principally, this particular assembly is for the approval of the statutes.
We organized the General Assembly inviting delegates elected by all the consecrated men and the consecrated women to participate in this meeting that we will have in a couple of months.
Some of the participants are there because of the responsibility that they hold within the movement, and others are elected by the rest of the consecrated to represent them in this meeting. This General Assembly definitely has a particular importance attached to it, being as it is the very first time that as consecrated women, as an association within the Church, we come together to talk about our life, and in this particular occasion also to approve the text of our statutes.
It's also special because it is one step more in the process of renovation of the whole family of Regnum Christi movement.
And from the very beginning of our renewal process, the delegate insisted strongly on the need for each of the groups within the movement to establish their own identity and autonomy. So we could say that this General Assembly for us, for the consecrated men, and for us as the consecrated women, is a moment to define that identity more clearly.
My hope is that at the end of the General Assembly, all the consecrated men will be more united and in communion among all the members of the consecrated life, but also to all the members of the whole spiritual family of Regnum Christi.
I would say the last couple of years for the consecrated women have been difficult, and my hope for this assembly is that it be a time to renew our love for our vocation, our love for our mission, and I'm also very excited to be able to present to the Church the final document of our statutes, because for me it's so important and beautiful to think that now she is going to take that text and give it back to us, saying this is the way of life that you're called to live in the following of Christ.
We need the statutes, but what we need is to go deeper in our vocation, our spiritual call from Jesus to follow him and to become his or her apostles.
Pray for us. We really need your company and your support to make this a moment of listening to God.
Mary Pat, Albert, thank you very much.